boy, put me on the spot.
I'm too
Okay.
long-winded.
So we are a 10-acre diversified farm operation. We're not organically certified, but we try to grow things as organically as possible. And really we want to gear ourselves towards agritourism. Like we want to have people come out and see how their food grows and visit with animals and enjoy themselves and share this kind of slice of heaven that we have, with them. So
how did agritourism look in 2018 and 2019? If I would come out on a Saturday for a visit, what did it look like at your place?
It was small in the beginning.
Yeah, very small. You would probably have the place to yourself, and you would have one-on-one personal tour around through the garden and to see the chickens, and you would get to hang out for a long time. So yeah, we're coming into this season. We're expecting things to be a little busier. We know people have been cooped up, and there's a lack of activities for people to do, especially in COVID, and so we're almost a little like on edge right now
Scared
about the influx of people that we might end up with at the farm. And so like everything, we'll just roll with the punches, and I'm sure it'll be a learning experience for us and we'll grow from it. So,
well, were the big changes for 2020 because of COVID, or were they more because of the lessons you'd learned in 18 and 19 and knew you needed to move the mums, like you said, from here to there?
I think it's been a mix of both. I mean, we learned a lot of things that we wanted to do differently business-wise, like from getting to know our clientele better, who buys mums, when do they buy them, how do we get them ready before the Walmart has them ready, all of that stuff. But then everything kind of like changed when COVID happened because everybody needed food. Like there were no eggs in the grocery store. People were nervous about how well farms were going to do, and they didn't know if they were going to have produce. Is the grocery store going to have produce in the summer? Like, I don't know. Let me buy your CSA share. And so we just kind of like adapted as best as we could to what the clients were asking for, what the customers wanted. We saw that we sold out of our CSA shares. So we were like, oh, well, let's add more. Can we grow more? How much can we do?
Definitely pushing ourselves out of our comfort zone in terms of growing before we were ready to grow, before we would have done it ourselves. And so for that's kind of been a silver lining, I think, in the whole COVID pandemic for our business model, is that it's forced us to rethink things. But, Talina had to spend hours upon hours sort of retooling our website and our e-commerce platform and putting products online and setting it up so that people could schedule a time to pull up into our driveway and pick up stuff that they'd already paid for. We had to all of a sudden expand our refrigeration capacity, so we had the ability to hold stuff for customers aside from our normal pickup days. So yeah, there have been a lot of interesting growing points this year, and I think that's part of the reason why we're so exhausted.
It's been a lot early on. So we're okay.
At what month did you notice that you needed to make these changes? I mean, March is when a lot of the country started to head into that lockdown mode. So was it late March, April, May?
It was
when
March.
You noticed you needed to make a change?
It was almost right away. I mean, I think there was probably about a week, just like everybody else, there was a week of sort of shock and awe of, is this really happening? Like, what's going on? And then from that point, I think, we knew pretty quickly, like, we had to step it up.
Yeah, in March, our soap sales went through the roof, and we were even offering to deliver eggs and soap to elderly people who couldn't get mobile and come to the farm and get what they needed. But I mean, our local grocery store had no eggs for weeks and weeks and weeks. And it's spring. Chickens don't lay a whole lot of eggs when it's that cold still. So, we were selling eggs as fast as they were laying them and delivering and getting them ready for pickup. And it was just right away.
Yeah, it was
and then they were like, where's the produce? And we're like, it's still cold. You have to wait.
You might be in extreme southern Illinois, but it's not that warm there to be growing produce in March.
No, it was not okay. I mean, and we were putting up a high tunnel too. I mean, we had just got all of our materials for a high tunnel, and so Nathan was not working his off-farm job, but we were like, okay, let's get that high tunnel up and see how soon we can get the first produce out of it. And our first thing was potatoes.
Yeah.
But I mean, we just keep adapting and keep pushing, and